This is actually the most exciting litter that I think I've ever had. The Sterling litter was nice, but it was like the Sterling litter didn't feel so much like it was my project. This is just kind of like Annie, one of my favorite snakes, one of the sweetest snakes. Now she is protective when she's pregnant, so I've had litters from her before, and she has kind of struck at me. So this is the only time she's ever nasty to me, but we're going to be fine. She's just trying to protect her babies. So I'm just going to take her and I'm going to move her into a smaller container for now. Then after I deal with the babies, I'm going to give her a nice little rinse. I'm going to show you how we deal with the babies and everything. We're not going to have any other boas breeding this year. So this is our one and only. So see, Annie's here. And she's protecting her babies, so she might strike at me. I wouldn't be surprised if she does. She is done giving birth. She did it all probably last night. So last time I took babies from her, she did strike at me a bit. This time, who knows? Maybe we'll be okay. I don't know. So it does take a lot out of her to give birth, but she looks like she did a great job and like she's okay. So we'll just see. Yeah, she is a little bit reactive. I'm gonna try to just get her and move her and be calm. Yeah. Yeah. There we go. We got her. Put her away for just a bit. Okay. Okay. So now for the moment you've been waiting for, and I've been waiting for. This is so exciting. You see them peeking their little heads out the side? Isn't that cute? Okay, here's the reveal. We got some hiding over here. Oh no, we don't have any hiding over here. None. I thought I had like a clump of them here. They're all in there. Well, let's just make sure that we don't have any here. Clean this home nicely. This is a belly button. That's an umbilical cord. Isn't that crazy? Right there, you see on the edge? Yeah, right there. That's an umbilical cord. Little snakes have belly buttons. Yeah, cool. Okay. How many babies do you think we got, Adam?
5 or 6.
5 or 6?
I don't know.
I'm gonna guess 18. I think we have 18 hiding in there. You see their little snoots?
Yeah.
I haven't even seen them yet, so you guys are going to get to see them with me together. It's very exciting. This is like the most joyous thing that's probably happened to me all year long. And I wasn't even planning for it. So, you know how once in a while, I guess life gives you a surprise that you weren't expecting that's actually good? As I've just had like probably the crappiest 2 years of my life, okay? Ooh, look at all the goo. Look at, oh, we already got a dead one. Holy, see that? Isn't that amazing? Look at that. We can already see some of the IMGs. So snakes, boas, are born live. So all of these seem hypo. I think Bond is a super. Yeah, Bond might be a super. Because I don't see any that are not hypo. All of these are hypo. Lots of IMGs. So IMG is a gene called increased melanistic gene. And what it does is it slowly makes the snake get darker and darker until they turn black. I don't see any aneries. So these are all het anery. And I guess that Bond isn't anery. But we got some hypo motleys. We got some hypo IMGs. How many babies, man? So you want to see a baby? So if I ever get bit by a baby snake, it'll happen now. Usually, maybe. Okay, we're gonna check them. We're gonna check them better once I wash them. But there's 1, 2, 3. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That might be anery. That actually might be anery. Yeah. Well, if it has no red in the tail, and this looks like it doesn't have any red. Okay, this would be 11. See the belly button?
Yeah.
11. 12. See this? So just like real humans have like a sack that has a baby in them, the boas have the snakes inside these sacks, and sometimes when they're born, the sack breaks and they come out, so they're like live, and other times they're born inside the sack, and then they pop their head out. So see, that one's popped its head out, even this one's popped its head out. None of these are actually inside the sack. Their head will still be in the sack, so I can break the sack for them and then watch them take their first breath. But all of these have already taken their first breath. But we're going to take this one kind of out of its sack. So we're going to kind of just let it, kind of come out. See, and it'll kind of climb out of its sack and detach. See that? And it just climbs out, and it still kind of has its cord. And I just let it do that, and it'll just kind of detach from the sack. Okay. And we have this one. I don't think there's any normal. It must be a super hypo. And then this one, so this is a dead one. So this is called a stillborn. So it's born dead.
Yeah.
Like, see?
Yeah.
It looks like it looks almost like it. Yeah. It looks like it came out of its sack, but it didn't make it. So that's one dead one, like one stillborn, and then this is a slug. So this is basically an unfertile embryo.
Okay.
And then what we're going to do with this dead one and with this is we're going to feed it to a snake that'll eat other snakes. I lost count.
We're at 13.
We're at 13? Yeah, see, so we're just letting it kind of come out and let the little thing fall off. There we go. Oh, this one looks anery also. So it does look like we got some anery. That looks like this is a hypo motley anery IMG. So this is like the dream snake right here. Yeah, look at this. So this snake will get super dark. It'll end up being black. But this is like out of the litter. This is the dream snake. Motley Hypo IMG. Got it nicely? Awesome. See this? Get close and get a close of that. You can see it in the sack just coming out. It doesn't need. We're gonna get it out of that little sack and let it just kind of come off. You kept track?
That's 14.
So 16.
No, it's 15.
Well,
Oh,
I mean
still
altogether.
good.
Ooh.
Oh, you're counting them all now?
There we go.
Kind of disgusting.
Yeah. Does it smell bad to you?
No.
I don't have a good sense of smell, so.
I don't smell anything.
Some people say that this smells really bad.
No, I don't smell it. It doesn't smell like anything.
See, I let this kind of come off. There we go. Now we're going to clean these all. And,
And are snakes, do they know how to swim?
no, they'll drown. They can be underwater for like 30 minutes before they drown, though.
Oh, yeah?
We're gonna take these babies and we're gonna clean them all. And lots of people don't do this. Lots of people will actually just let them kind of soak in a bit of water. But I think that this is the most important time to get the snakes used to me touching them and everything. So by washing them one at a time and just spending a couple minutes cleaning them and rubbing them, it teaches them that right from the beginning, from their first day of life, I'm here touching them, spending time with them. And just a few minutes cleaning them and doing that, to me, makes all the world of a difference, because it gets them used to me from the day that they're born, and then going forward, they just know that I'm in their life. Stupid noise outside. Okie dokie. Okay, so works up. Yeah, come right here. So I don't want the water to be too warm. I don't want it to be too cold. Kind of just the nice warm temperature. And we're going to take them one by one and rinse them. We'll take the ones that want to go exploring. And they'll have like a layer of guck on them. So I'm just gently taking the guck off. Another thing that's important with snakes, from the time they're little, I'll play with their faces. And by playing a little bit with their faces, it gets them a little bit desensitized. So if they're used to me being able to play with their face, it means that they'll be okay with anyone handling them. What's interesting is we got a lot of those crosses on the head. And that can happen with the IMGs, but it can also happen with Motleys. So it'll be interesting to identify which ones are IMG.
How do you feel? Do you feel healthy and good?
Yeah, no, these are great. Like they all seem nice and healthy. I don't think we have any runts. We don't have any that don't seem alert. This, see that's IMG.
Oh.
See the mark on the head?
Yeah.
And the darkness and everything? Yeah. And these will actually, because I've had these in albino, and also with the Moonglow IMG that I had, his babies were just terrible because you couldn't identify what is what.
Oh.
But these are very distinct, so I can tell what is what for the most part. There might be a few that'll be a bit tricky to identify, but after a few sheds, they should all kind of stand out as IMG or not. But just, you see on the head?
Yeah.
That stamp and the lightness and the darkness everywhere? You can't really even see it in the video as well. Yeah, and they all seem pretty chill too. There's none that none of them seem nippy or yeah. Like look at the contrast and ooh. We'll put this guy back and we'll do this one. I like to take the ones that are trying to get out. The escapees. Yeah, see? This is a ghost. So a ghost, so there's different genes. So the hypo makes it red, and it gives it kind of like these bow ties.
Yeah.
I have a whole playlist that talks about some different genes and identifying them. But then the anery totally gets rid of the red pigment. So this has the pattern that the hypos do. That means it's a hypo, but then it also has no color, just like a anery. So the anery gets rid of all that red. So the hypo makes it more red, but then if you see the tail, there's no red because it's got anery in it. So it's easy to kind of identify. All of these are hypo, so it means that the male is a super hypo. So it means every baby he makes is going to be at least hypo. Once again, like look at, you can go close on the tail. See that tail has no red in it. And then see the head? See that the markings, the cross on the head?
Yeah.
Because it looks a little bit warmer. So the hypogene also will actually clean up the snake, so it'll usually make it a little bit less black. The motley will make it more black, the IMG will make it more black, but then the hypo kind of fights it. So it's nice because we get like interesting like patches. Look at that tail. Beautiful tail. And then you get to see they all have a belly button.
Yeah.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, pretty cool.
What are you waiting for? Do it! Just do it! Yes, you can! Just do it!
You know what waterboarding is, or waterboarding?
Yeah.
Like when people get tormented? People have accused me of waterboarding my snakes for doing this. But it's just like I told you, snakes can go in the water for... They can go be in the water for 30 minutes and they're totally fine. So when I do that, it doesn't suffocate it at all. And you see that? By spending a little bit of time petting them, it teaches them to be used to you. Yeah, doing this, it gets them very like just used to you handling them. Because automatically, yeah, they'll be a little scared, a little squeamish, right?
Yeah.
But then they get used to you holding them.
How do they feel? Do they feel like there's slime on them, or?
Well, after I clean them all, I'll let you hold them. Do you want to hold? Do you want to do one?
I'm just asking.
No, yeah.
that,
So when I'm doing this, it does feel a bit like I can feel the slime,
Okay.
and then I kind of rinse it rinse it very gently until I feel like the slime is gone,
Okay.
and then
And they feel more like robust after?
it's not robust. Like right now they're babies, right? So they're weak, but they're still strong. Like
They seem very lively.
yeah. In the wild, these snakes will see how I'm doing everything very gently though.
Yeah.
So in the wild, that's it. They're born and the mother leaves them.
Yeah.
So most of them die. Most of the time, other wild creatures will come and eat them. Take one and just be nice and gentle and try it out. And you'll be able to feel at first. Yeah, perfect. Nice and gentle. Yeah. And just relax, calm yourself. You're a little bit hyper.
I don't know.
No, you're doing good. Just think it's a baby, so nice and gentle. Just do everything nice and slow. Take your time. Don't be worried. Just be nice and gentle. So does it feel slimy?
No. Oh, a little bit.
Yeah, so you can feel. So you take into the water the parts that feel slimy, and you just gently clean them off. And you put it in the water until it feels like there's no more slime on it.
There's just this bit hanging here.
Yeah, let that be. Just kind of gently rub it. Yeah, look at that. You're washing a baby snake for the first time.
Yeah.
Is that cool?
Yeah. So now?
Yeah, once you're done, let's just I'll just kind of...
I don't know. It's really stuck there.
Yeah, I'll just take that off. Now give that part another little rinse.
Okay.
There's a little part that'll hang and that's fine, I'll leave that. But I detach it from the main stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's already absorbed everything. So let it kind of rinse, let the water kind of drip a touch and then just put it in the thing. There you go. You want to do another one?
No, I'll do it.
Well, there you go, you got to do
That's
yeah.
so good. Some real life experience.
Yeah. But you feel like it's like a membrane that's on them.
Yeah, membrane.
Yeah, and the other thing is that membrane, it's kind of like live matter, right? So when you leave them with that stuff on them, like lots of people will leave them with the slime on them and let them just kind of soak. But to me, I like getting it off of them because just like food goes bad, right? The membrane goes bad. So as they're sitting in it, like it starts getting moldy and it starts getting like yucky. So by taking it all off, it just makes them super clean. And then I don't have to worry about like, because when they're first born, for the first while, like every day I clean them because they'll make little poops or whatever. And I just want to make sure that they're clean. You don't want bacteria around the babies. So by doing this, it just makes sure that they don't have any bacteria, because that membrane, it goes bad. Oh, this one's pretty. Everybody likes different things, right? Like I like when they're light. Little face.
Yeah.
Little face.
Yeah. And their eyes are already shaking.
Yeah. And that's the thing, when you they have the same amount of scales from the time they're born to the time they die.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So when you feel a snake that feels super smooth and has tons of scales, and like the smaller ones don't, the scales are bigger on the smaller snakes, and then the snakes that are bigger have tons of little scales. So when they're babies like this, they just feel really cool. And then over the next couple weeks, those umbilical cords will just fall off of them. So I don't pull them off, but I remove the excess. Because once again, if I leave all that excess on, it just goes bad. It starts turning green, and then there's all that bacteria. And for the first, until they shed, I have the whole litter together. And then I put them into groups. This is just an awesome litter though. See that thing sticking out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's alright.
So snakes, even as adults, they have that spot still. So they have their belly button. And then this has the motley. So I don't know if you saw, like there's some that are more just red, and they don't have that dark. And those are the hypos. But then this one has the motley. And the motley makes that cross on the head too, so that'll be a little bit tricky with the IMGs, because the IMGs will usually make that cross. So we're going to have to figure out which ones, after a few sheds, some of them will start getting darker, so we'll know for sure which ones are IMGs. Isn't that crazy? You thought there were going to be like 5?
5 or 6, yeah.
Look at that face! I love that face, it's so cute. And usually the membrane actually bothers me. Like I think I'm allergic to it. But these guys have been, it hasn't actually bothered me that much.
It kind of just reminds me of like if you break an egg.
Exactly.
That's what it reminds me.
That's exactly what it is. It's yolk.
Yeah, like that.
But these guys absorbed it all too, because sometimes they don't absorb it all. So like, sometimes there'll be like that sac hanging off, but the sac will have yolk in it, but you see that? That has no yolk in it. So it's like all these snakes absorbed all the yolk. So the mama, she held them a long time. Like she held them and she let them all like fully develop. And they're just really good, nice, healthy litter. None of these should have issues. If we don't have runts. Sometimes you'll have a baby and it's like smaller than all the others.
Yeah, I remember that term, run. Yeah. Is that what it means? It's smaller than the other ones, eh?
Yeah. So if there's like a baby and it's smaller than all the others. Who knows, maybe that's not a correct term. You know, these days you gotta be sensitive to everyone.
Oh, okay. Politically correct and all.
Yeah, like if you call it a retard or something.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, you called it a runt. That doesn't make me feel comfortable. I'm uncomfortable. You called your snake a runt. Runt stands for really unnice thing to say.
Oh man, really?
Yeah, that contrast. Yeah, we got the hypo in there. I think there's motley. I don't know, maybe there's no motley in that. Maybe that's just hypo. We got some cool patterns. Oh, see, this is probably just this is like a hypo IMG without the motley. But the IMG just gives it all that dark. Like, see the head, how it's dark?
Yeah.
And that distinct.
Yeah.
This one's a lively one. This one's a sassy lassie. This is the first one that actually seems a little bit scared. All of them have been like super chill. One, 2, 3, 4, 5 more. See, this has the hypo, and it has anery. The anery makes the red go away. You see how there's no red?
Yeah.
Are you starting to be able to kind of...
Well, I didn't notice that many red ones. It's just because it's
See
red.
how the tail looks different? It looks kind of gray. And then I'll show you the next one. I'll do one that's more red. They also look a little muted too, right? As they get older, colors start coming in a lot more. But all of them have that hypo. But okay, so look at the tail. It's not red.
Yeah.
And then this one, you'll see the tail, see the red?
Oh, like that.
Now you can
Brown.
tell the difference.
And that's called what?
Hypo. So the other one's hypo too, but the anery gets rid of all the red.
Yeah, the tail is more distinct.
And then like the hypo motley, so it still has the red, but you see how the motley makes the tail like that? It like gets the pattern and turns it into one. So this is a hypo motley. Yeah, I can do a video on identifying. Because if it's a hypo on its own, the pattern will stay usually the same. Like it'll have those circles the way a normal snake does. But see, as soon as you throw the motley into there, see what it does to the tail? All those spots, they get turned into a line.
Yeah.
So that's a motley trait. But see, this one still has like a bit of warmth.
Yeah.
So that's a hypo motley. But then, if we look at this one doesn't have the motley in it. So this is a hypoanery. So, because there's 3 genes that we're seeing a lot of. We're seeing the hypo, we're seeing the motley, and we're seeing the anery. So the hypo, all of them are just hypo because it came from a super hypo. Every single one is hypo. So what you're seeing is hypo, and then hypos have the really red, and the red tail, right? So when we see this, we still have that normal pattern tail. See the circles? So we have the circles, but there's no red in them. So we're seeing this is the anery hypo. So it has just the normal spots, but it's all circles. So this doesn't have motley in it. And then you might think it has motley because of the darkness, but it doesn't have that tail that the motley would have. So this darkness is coming from the IMG. So that right there is a hypo anery IMG. And the father possibly has het albino, so some of these might be het albino. But this is nice because none of these snakes will be related to any of the other snakes in my litters. Like all my other babies, these are from parents that they won't be related to. And it has a really cool, like, see how those patterns look pretty cool? The last one! What do you see?
That's the tail is like motley.
Exactly.
And it's not hypo.
It is. All of them are hypo, right?
Yeah,
they have like those bow ties, but then motley kind of makes it like a ladder, and it gives you that tail. So this is a motley hypo for sure, and we don't like with lots of these with the IMGs. Like, see, this doesn't have the IMG kind of like it has. See, it's really tricky because the motleys give it that cross on the face sometimes, right? And the IMGs also give it the cross on the face sometimes. But I'm going to show you once I'm done this guy. I'll just show you this compared to one of the others that I think is IMG, so that you can, like, you start to see the traits and understand them, right?
Yeah.
And then once you understand the traits, it's easier to identify. Like, this still could be IMG, but I'll just show you the difference between what I think is just motley and which one's IMG. Okay? So look at the head on this. Just focus on that head. Like, you see how it has like the mark? It has that cross across the head.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to show you another one. This. Okay. Some of them have like this. I'll show you. So this guy, come close and look at this head. See how it has the markings? This is not a motley, but you see the markings on the head? You see how it's like, I don't want to bother him. This one's wiggly. See how it has the lines and they're strong?
Yeah.
But there's almost like that white line. Like there's a cross and there's almost like this glowing like white line. See that? Now I can just film the soup. So we got a snake soup in there. You can see the hypo, you can see the aneries, the motleys. That is a nice snake soup. This is Pearl. She's a black-tailed crebo. This is a snake part of a family called Drymarchon, and they're very interesting because they don't constrict. They'll basically eat anything that they can murder. So if you were small enough to fit in her mouth, she would just grab you and swallow you. That's what they do. The neat thing with Pearl is she will eat all the dead stuff. So if a baby dies, or if there's like a dead snake or whatever, she'll eat it. So this is a slug, and I'll feed this to Pearl, and she'll eat it like it's a treat. Give her a different treat first.
It shows battery, eh?
Oh, low battery? Okay, so I'll feed her dead baby snake first. Kind of gross.
Yeah.
That's like a noodle for her. And this was a hypo anery. Okay, look, see? You got it? Ooh, she's going for the clump. See if you can get her eating it. She just goes. She went into her thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, see, she'll just swallow that up. And then we'll give her this too. Yep, give her this. She's just a little scared. Watch, she'll quick gobble that up. And then we'll see if she'll gobble that up too, hopefully. Go close. Not too close, just a bit. Yeah. I should probably go get that too. Did she make that noise? Oh. Be careful, if we scare her, she'll spit it out, so.
Yeah, I was just leave that piece for later.
Yeah, I'll just leave that, she'll eat it. Whatever, we got her eating this stuff. Okay.
That was exciting.
What's it?
We had an escapee almost.
Okay, you guys, Avery is filming for us. She's gonna hold it nicely, right? And we're gonna get Annie, the mommy, and we're gonna clean the smell of the babies off of her and put her in a fresh, clean home. Let's go do it. So the only time that Annie ever strikes at me is after having babies. So she might be a little bit striking.
Can I film Annie?
Yeah, this is Annie, but don't get too close.
Okay.
Yeah, she's okay. But she just had babies, so we're going to give her a nice little rinse. And then we're going to put her in her home and give her a nice little meal. And hopefully she'll be okay.
She looks pretty.
Yeah, she's very skinny because she just had a nice litter. But she's doing good. Okay, let's go.
I can't believe snakes can have that many babies.
Yeah.
That's a lot for a big snake.
Well, she's not that big.
Well, she is long.
Okay.
She is very long.
If it's not in focus, you just touch the screen where you want it to focus.
Oh, yes. Gotcha.
Careful, get away. Like, don't be too close to her. So we gave her a nice rinse. She did well. We're doing good. We don't want to disturb her too much. We're going to put her back into her home. And we're going to give her a nice little meal. So now come into this corner. And then face that way and film me go into the room. Good job. Come on. We cleaned up her home. We washed it all. Fresh water. Fresh everything. And now... Woo! Okay. Perfect. Thank you.
Thanks everyone for watching the video. Please subscribe and smash the like button. See you later.
Good job.